Right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Basically, I just needed to update you on some little, well, a quick review actually on little microphones. Well, two I've bought basically. I've got a Yeti Pro, which in terms of the noise cancellation is a bit, I'm not really happy about it. It's more like a direct face-to-face microphone rather than moving around the room. So ideally I thought I'll invest on some Bluetooth uh, headset basically, which I picked up for next to nothing from Amazon, and that is the Beshoop. That's the model with the Bluetooth 5.0 and crystal voice, clear voice crystal, whatever it is, the CVC 8.0. So I thought this looks absolutely pretty awesome basically, but there is a big but. Okay, right, which I'll come to that. But at the moment, what I'm using is the Sennheiser, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. I picked that up for 20 quid off Amazon, which was an absolute frigging bargain. And then as soon as I bought that, the following day, the prices have gone up, basically. That's what I bought of the PC8 USB. Now, obviously, with the USB wired, you have a restriction of moving around the room, or the workshop, I should say. Whereas the wireless, you've got a lot more leg room to sort of move about and do things. Oops, I've literally knocked the camera. Just give me one sec. Let me just remove this tangle from the wire. Basically, the Sennheiser PC8 comes with an 8-meter length cable. You can see in the control is there. That's the control, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll switch over to the other one. The sad thing about this device is that basically at first it started crackling. So I've gone through various uninstall, reinstall, uninstall, reinstall, and luckily this has actually sort of resolved the crackling side of it while you're recording with OBS, which is the Open Broadcaster software. Now the downside of it is the fact that the range, and I'm not sort of slagging up the company. Basically what I'm trying to do is these sort of advice or reviews will encourage the company to better themselves basically. Now I know I haven't paid an arm and a leg. When you look at the Fantronic 5200 UC, they're about 130, 150 quid, and what you pay for is what you get, and I'm a big believer of that. However, I would have thought that this would be okay, but the trouble is that when you're just literally distance 2 meters away, I'd say probably about 2 meters away, and the voice starts dropping, the recording just drops quite significantly. So what I will do is I'm going to sort of switch over to the this one now. Just bear with me, and you can see it for yourself, and I'll tell you as I'm close to the PC and as I'm sort of how far I'm away, and that will give you a real idea of what the quality of the audio is, and we'll take it from there. So let me put this on switch. Let me do the switch over, and I'll go through it with you. Before moving on to that, this came with a nice black case basically. All right, with three rubber insets, one pre-installed which is medium, and two large and small in the pack, along with a wire. There's a charging cable. I know I've had it. There it is. A micro USB charging cable. Okay, so that was in the bag. Right. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. So I'm going to disable the Sennheiser, and if I'm pronouncing it correctly, forgive me for that. And let's move on to the other one. Okay. I hope you. Right, now I've moved on to this device. Let me get the orientation right on this, because I don't know what I've done here basically. Okay, I prefer to have it on my right ear. Right, so it's going inside the ear now. Oops, I hope I've not turned it off. No, still recording. Okay, I'm pressing the button. Sadly, it's just don't like the idea of pressing the button. Right, okay, so this is on my ear now. All right, I don't know if you can see it, but you can just about see it there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm literally 30 centimeter away from my PC. The on the OBS, I've limit the sound decibel to microphone sound input decimal to minus 4.9 dB. So otherwise, it's just going to be. I have a deep voice and it can start sort of cracking and popping and all this business basically. So I'm going to walk up to about 1 meter. All right, so roughly this is about 1 meter, or slightly, yeah, say just above one, well, about 1 meter now. Okay, I've corrected myself. Away from my PC, where I'm recording the sound, and I don't know what the quality is like. I'm going to move up to 2 meter, near enough to the end of the workshop, and I don't know what the quality is like, but if you can hear me now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my way to the next room basically. So just give me a minute. It's just sort of I hope you can hear me. So on an average, I would say this is roughly about, I'd say about 2 meters now. So I'm going to go up to about 3 meters now, and this is roughly about 3 meter from the main PC basically. And I don't know if you can hear me, and how good the quality is. So let's move up to say 5 meter, and that's quite a, I'd say a fair bit of distance, but you would have expected that the the audio quality should have maintained. If you're going silly distances, obviously it's understandable. But I wanted something that's within, so I can move around my workshop and record. But again, as soon as you're away from 2 meter, it seems to be quite badly distorted. Now I'm moving up to about 5 meters in distance, and there's fans running in the background and things like that. And I don't know if you can hear me, what sort of quality the audio is. But right, I'm going to make my way back to the workshop. So I'm coming back now, and the distance is getting closer and closer to the PC and into the workshop, and here I am right in front of the PC again. So I'm going to do one more test at the end of I'm going to walk up 2 meters away. So if you can listen into this conversation, and basically I'm hopeful that this little review what I'm doing would help people to decide. It could be a defective unit. I'm not so sure about that. I don't know, but I'm going to have to deal with things on individual merit and the way things are. So that's that. Let me move back near to the PC, and here we are. Okay, so I don't know what the audio quality is, but obviously once I play back the audio, I'll know. But I believe from my last recording that it was quite bad as soon as you move away from 2 meter. So I'm going to switch off this now and move on to the Sennheiser wired headset basically. Right, I'm back here with the Sennheiser. That's the one. Okay. Now, with all due respect, I totally understand the fact that what you pay for is what you get, and I'm a big believer of that. So, what's the situation? Where do we go from here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to sanitize this, just give it a quick clean. It's not fair to send things back used. Which it is now, sadly. If it wasn't defective, I would have kept it, because what I've paid, how much have I paid? Just under 25 quid for the device basically. I'm using 70% IPA basically to do all the sanitization. So anything that comes into the workshop does get sanitized with gloves, because this COVID virus, we don't know how, it's believed not to be airborne, but only if somebody's sick and they're coughing, the droplets is kind of airborne, so you can contaminate it through that. My belief is that it's contaminated through surface, so therefore you need to. I'm going to do this properly actually. Luckily for me and my family, I've been well since 1 year now. I have been taking a lot of precautions basically in terms of and personal hygiene, keeping things clean, washing your hands quite regularly is very, very important. If you feel that you've touched something that you shouldn't do, even your parcels coming through the door, you might probably think I've got an OCD. I haven't. I'm just protecting because I've got an elderly that my mother basically, so I need to safeguard her and the rest of the family. Therefore, I will take whatever means necessary to sort of deal with things in an appropriate manner. So let's turn this off. There's a button here. Obviously, just for the sake of, this is what it looks like. Okay, there's a button here. The microphone strip is quite long. 3 buttons there: mute, volume up, and volume down and volume up. There's a blinking LED. To pair the unit, what you do is I'll switch it off. This is how you switch it off, and it'll blink red 3-4 times, and that's switched off. If you turn it back on again, it'll blink blue. But if you keep on holding it, it'll then move on to the pairing mode, and this is the pairing mode basically. So this is where the whole thing, and you can use this button to answer call, end call, and so on and so forth. But sadly, it's the range that was actually bothering me basically. So now it looks like that I'll probably have to invest on a Jabra or a Fantronic U5200, which I wasn't looking forward to, because that's a lot of money worth of gear basically. And I'm not being a tight ass, but it's just I have a lot of stuff here that's just expensive, and it's not getting utilized to the way I would like it to be. So let's repackage this back into its box, and I'll get this dropped off tomorrow to the thingy. Sadly, it has to go. There's no room for this here, and I hope the manufacturers are watching this video. Please improve on the range basically, because the audio quality just drops quite significantly. Well, anyway, getting back to the thing. Anyway, I was going to say, I'm keep on repeating this. Didn't sleep well last night. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's all really. Hope you find this video helpful, and I'll sort of speak to you on my next video. Take care, stay well, stay safe, and God bless all of us. Bye for now.